Godzilla is directed by Roland Emmerich. It is also written by Roland Emmerich and Dean Devlin. These are the same two filmmakers who gave us the blockbuster hit Independence Day from 1996. This is an action sci-fi thriller film. Godzilla stars Matthew Broderick as Dr. Nico Tatopoulos, Maria Patillo as Audrey Timmons, Kevin Dunn as Colonel Hicks, and Jean Reno as Philippe Roach. This film is rated PG-13 for sci-fi monster action and violence. This film does have some language in it, but it's not like just overly packed with bad language. I would say this film would be okay for anyone probably 11 or 12 years of age and older. The movie has a runtime of 2 hours and 19 minutes. Godzilla was released in theaters in the United States on Wednesday, May 20th, 1998. During the 1960s and the 1970s, nuclear tests were done in the French Polynesian islands, and an iguana was inadvertently mutated into a new species. Years later, the now giant lizard makes its way to New York City. Dr. Nico Tatopoulos, who is an expert scientist that studies the effects of radiation on animals, is sent in by the U.S. government to study the beast, the creature now dubbed Godzilla by news outlets. Once in New York City, a massive battle with the military begins, and to make matters worse, Nico discovers that Godzilla has laid a nest of over 200 eggs, which are ready to hatch. Okay, that's the synopsis of the film. Now here are my negatives for this film. When I first watched this movie, I didn't see this Godzilla movie in theaters. It was actually given to me by my brother for Christmas. I figured that there would be a monster for him to fight as the film progressed when I first saw it back in '98. So I was disappointed that that didn't happen. The acting by the actors is pretty bad. In this film, Godzilla does not have atomic breath. The giant monster can completely disappear in the narrow streets of New York, and it has both the ability to burrow and camouflage. Okay, whatever. Apparently the filmmakers didn't do their research on Godzilla. The baby Godzilla creatures chase scenes are a ripoff of the Jurassic Park Velociraptor chase scene, and also the baby Godzilla nest scene also rips off a similar nest scene from James Cameron's Aliens. The original Godzilla behaved more like a destructive force. Godzilla in this film behaves more like a dumb animal, but at times this Godzilla was still somewhat clever. Most of the destruction in the film is not caused by Godzilla. It is caused by the U.S. military, who can't seem to hit a huge monster with their guns and missiles, but they accidentally destroy buildings and monuments around New York City, such as the Chrysler Building. Oh, Jesus. Oof. There's this stupid sequence where Godzilla chases a helicopter around, but the helicopter pilot is too stupid to change altitude and fly up in order to escape Godzilla. All he had to do, guys, was fly up. That's all he had to do. He's like, no, I can't shake him. I can't get between these buildings. He's chasing me. Fly up. Oh, man. There is no monarch agency in this film. Some of the dialogue is just horrible, stupid, and it's funny, but it's stupid. So, the theatrical poster makes Godzilla look like a gargantuan creature when in fact in the film, he's not really all that big at all. So, okay, those were my negatives. Let's get into my positives. As bad as this movie is, this is a very entertaining movie. Even though this movie, like I said, is bad, it's a fun movie. It has a lot of rewatchability value to it. Jean Reno, who plays Philippe Roach, is one of the few highlights of the movie. Fun fact about him, in the European French dub version of the film, Reno did his own lines. I guess he didn't follow the script, he just said what he wanted to. I would like to see that version. Hank Azaria as Victor Animal Pilati can get a few good laughs at times in this film. It has good songs in it, such as No Shelter by Rage Against the Machine and Deeper Underground by, I don't even know who this artist is. I'm not even sure if I can pronounce their name. Jamiroquai or something like that. It also has an awesome score by David Arnold, who is also responsible for the awesome score for the film Independence Day. And it did. This movie had a really good score. I liked it. Some funny moments here and there, such as the wrong floor moment, that was okay. It wasn't cheesy or anything. It was just, it was okay funny. So there were a ton of good practical effects and miniatures, like the destruction of Madison Square Garden. Some of the action scenes, such as the taxi chase scene, are intense and they're decent chase scenes. Godzilla's design was actually not bad as its own creature, and if it hadn't been associated with Godzilla, like if it just been its own creature, it would have been fine. The CG for the creature, though, was pretty bad. The poor design choices that were made just pretty much ruined the creature. The opening credits are good. They're a good homage to the classic monster movies back in the day. The film moves at a pretty decent pace. It doesn't feel like it lags anywhere. Godzilla's death, while it is kind of slow and underwhelming, it's a pretty emotional and heartbreaking. You kind of feel bad for the creature at that point in time, but, it could have been better if it didn't have the name Godzilla and was just some kind of standalone monster movie. It gave us a great animated series that was more faithful to the original movies and had plenty of unique monsters. Why they couldn't do that in this film, I don't know. So, okay, those are my positives. Now it's grading time. So, as bad as this film is, I'm going to give it probably not a low grade, but not a high grade, somewhere in the middle, because it's a fun movie. It's a movie you can laugh at. It has a lot of rewatchability value to it. So I'm going to give the 1998 Roland Emmerich Godzilla film a B-. As I stated above, there are a lot of negatives in this film, but the film itself, if you just ignore all the bad stuff, it is a great, entertaining popcorn movie, maybe for a rainy day or a lazy Saturday, something like that. I do own this film. I did not get to see it in theaters, but looking back on it, I wish I would have gone to see it in theaters just to say I saw this one in theaters. I probably will end up getting this on Blu-ray. I only have it on DVD right now. We'll see what happens later on down the road. Okay, that's it for now. Thank you all for watching. I'm going to say goodnight. God bless. I love all of you, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.